Okay, back here in the third video we are gonna make the login system. So for this we're gonna need a new screen called create account. I'm gonna copy this in the menu. In the blocks part we're gonna get the button create account click. We're gonna set the person to go to the screen that we just created, so is create account. Back in the create account screen, all we're gonna need here is a text box, a password text box, and you can add other fields that you like country or city or gender or anything that you like. I'm just gonna set the country, so it's gonna be a new text box. So the first one is actually the username. This one's the password. And the last one is the country. So in the first one we're gonna set as light gray. The hint is username. The width is 80%. The password, we're gonna put some labels to divide the text box. So the first one, no text, height of 10 pixels. Also the second one, this one here is the password, so no hint, or you can set the hint for password as you like. And the last one is the country, so enter your country. Light gray. The password width is 75% and the country 80%. And the last component is a button, the button to save the account. So save, gonna save this as light blue, font bold, 18 font size, and text color white. Now we're gonna need a storage defined database and the experimental Firebase. Also a notifier. On the blocks part, when we back pressed, we're gonna close the screen. So the button save, when it's clicked, we're gonna make some if statements. We're gonna check if the 3 text boxes are empty. So is empty username, empty country, and the empty password. The notifier for alert. So enter a valid username, enter a valid password, and also enter a valid country. So when the create account screen is initialized, we're gonna get under the project bucket, let me put up here, when the project bucket this time it's gonna be login, we're gonna get the tag list. So the tag list event also, we're gonna need a variable, so is the list of login usernames. So this is gonna be the value. And in here we're gonna need the using listing. The list is gonna be the list of usernames, so we are gonna check if the username is already created. So username here, it's gonna check for if the username is under the list of usernames. If it's there, we're gonna send a message saying that this username is already in use. If everything of this pass, we're gonna get the store value. So the username text is the tag. The value to store is gonna be a make a list of two lists, sublists. The first one is the password, and the last one is the country. And the key here is gonna be pass, and the key for country. We can set an alert to say that we saved the username, so account created, and we're gonna use the time database to actually store the username. So the value to store is the username, and the tag is username username 1. So back here you also need to set the Firebase token and URL. So I'm gonna just copy from the chat room. So come here, create account, copy the token, Now back in the menu, we're gonna get whether another screen is closed event. So we're gonna check if the screen name is equal to create account. So just duplicate this thing here. If this is the actual screen that was closed, we're gonna set the name and get the time database, get value. The tag is username1. The value, if the tag is not there, is your name. So it's gonna get the username that from the account that we just created, to set the name of the user as the user that it was created. Now we're gonna need a login screen, so I'm gonna call it login. In the menu, in the blocks part, we're gonna copy this create account. We're gonna change to button login, and the screen is login. We can also use this thing here, but this time is login. Actually, delete the event and just make a new if statement. So back in the login page, we're gonna need a text box. We're gonna need a label, the password text box, a label, and a button. In the storage, we're gonna need the time database and the experimental Firebase component, and also the notifier. So this first one here is the username. The label, just some height to divide the text box. Also in this one, this one here I'm gonna set as light gray, the width as 80%, and the hint, enter your username. The password text box also is gonna be light gray. The width can be 78, and the button is actually the button login. I'm gonna set as light blue, 18, font size bold, so login, and the text is gonna be white. We can also put a button here saying that the person can create an account if she's not has an account, so it's gonna be none. I'm gonna put as font bold, and don't have an account, create one. The width as fill parent, This label is also just for divide the buttons. So this button here is create account. So in the blocks part, when it's back pressed, we're gonna close the screen. Also, the button create account, we're gonna send to the other screen that we created. So it's gonna be the create account. So back in the login text and the create account. In the button login, we're gonna check if it's empty. So if the username is empty, we're gonna send a message. If the password is also empty, we're gonna send another message. So enter a username enter your password. If it's all okay, we're gonna get the value under the Firebase component. The tag is gonna be the username. So we're gonna need the got value Firebase component. We're gonna need two variables here, the name and the password. So the name is gonna be the tag. And the password, you're gonna get the last block on the list part. The key is gonna be pass as we used on the create account, and the pair is the value. Now we're gonna make a if statement. So we're gonna check the password and the username. So the name, the global name variable has to be equal to the username, and the password global variable has to be equal to the password text box. Can also put here to hide the keyboard. So if it is not equal to these two here, we're gonna send a message saying that the password is incorrect. So let's fire text the password is incorrect or the user doesn't exist. If the two conditions are okay, we're gonna close the screen. We're gonna send the time database. So the tag is gonna be username 1 and the value to store the global name variable. So we're gonna need the Firebase URL, also the token, in here I forgot to call the project bucket login. We can also empty the two fields here, so the password text box and the username text box. Show an empty text. It's gonna be a procedure cleaning. I'm gonna use this in here. The name can be a text. Actually, the cleaning has to be up here, down here, after the password is incorrect. So now we can export to check if the login system is functioning. So let's test this. So I'm gonna close the application on the emulator. I'm gonna install the application. So first we're gonna create account. The username is Superfly. The password 123456. Country Brazil. And I'm gonna save it. So now it's appearing here. We're gonna check under the Firebase project. So it's appearing here under the project bucket login. I didn't make a logout, so I'm gonna go here in the menu, settings 250 pixels. I'm gonna put a button just to log out, so font size 20, font bold none. This one here is logout. The width is fill parent and the height is 48. We can put another layout. The background is white, the width is fill parent and the height is 1, so there is appear like a line between the login button, logout button and create chat rooms. So we're gonna put this as 0. The name is logout. On the blocks part, I'm gonna grab the logout click event. We're gonna set the name as your name. I'm gonna spot again, so we can actually test the login part. I'm gonna install the application again. So let's test the login. First, this button here, create account, something's wrong, create account. Back in the menu, in the blocks part, Well, let me check this after. Let's make the login. So logout first, login, Superfly. I'm gonna put 1 2 3 4 5. The password is incorrect, so the user doesn't exist. So let me test the Superfly now. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, and then login. Superfly is here. Logout. Let me log in again. Superfly. And now enter a chat room. So let's test first message from Superfly. So let's log out. Let's create a new account. I'm gonna call it test2, test1, country USA. Let's enter a chat room. You can see Superfly, the message that we sent. Now we're gonna send us the new user. So for this video, this is it. I hope you like it, and see you on the next video.